All right, everyone. Hello again. Happy afternoon. Hopefully everything's going well. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. How can I check my answer? Solving equations and checking solutions. Now, for this problem today, we're going to kind of switch things around a little bit, kind of go out of order, so just bear with me here, okay? In section 2.2, you learned to solve equations on an equation map. So back a long time ago, we did equation maths and solving algebra. We are going back to that now. So this next section, section 2 of chapter 3. So we're doing section 2 now. All of this is going back to solving equations. So it's not going away. We're going to do it, okay? In section 2.2, you learn to solve equations on an equation map. In this section, you will practice your equation solving skills while adding a new element. You will check your answer to make sure it is correct. While solving these equations in this lesson, keep the focus questions in mind. What is your goal? How can you start? How can you simplify? And can you get x alone? Okay, now we are going to do problem 370. For this activity, share algebra tiles and an equation map with your partner. Of course, you're not doing that, so forget that part right there. We're going to work together on this in class. You see this right here, okay? Start by setting up your equation map as shown above. I'm going to do it with you. Just follow along. Write the equation on your paper. That's what I do want you to do. So will you please, right now, write that equation. Actually, let me put it a slightly different way. Here is the equation map so you can see it. Please write what you see there on your paper right now. And pause the video and write it down. When you're done pausing, or when you're done with it, unpause it and see if you get it right. Okay, some of you are pretty good about this, so let's try it out. So on this left-hand side, we have 4x plus 1, and then minus parentheses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or doesn't have to be in parentheses, you can just put minus 6, okay? Equals, and on the right-hand side, remember this is an equal, since it's double line, on the right-hand side, we've got 2x plus 3. So hopefully that's what you got. Hopefully that's what you get. You get 4 x's, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the 1, minus 6 positives, okay, equals 2x plus 3, okay? All right, what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the process of solving this. So think about what the first process would be. Now, again, one of the things we want to review are what are the 3 legal moves. You should have flip it, you should have balance sets, and you should have 0 pairs, okay? 0 pairs are when we have a positive and a negative in the same area, the same small rectangle. They have to be in the same together, positive and negative. Balance, you can take one from each side here. Oh, that's weird. From each side here, or from top and bottom, we could balance those out, okay? We just can't go diagonal, okay? All right, so let's do step number 1. Step number 1, I would say, is flip all of these. So I'm going to move them up here. Okay? And technically, all that did was change this to plus negative. See that right there? Plus negative. So in that case, I'm just going to go ahead and go with plus negative 6. And we'll just, here's a step, we flipped it. Okay? That's all we did. Now what do we want to do? Okay, well now I think we should do 0 pair. Now 0 pair is not too much, or combine like terms. All of that does is right here, if you notice this right here, we have positive and the negative. And again, since they're in the same region, I can 0 pair those out. So I'm going to take this one and get rid of them. Okay? What does that look like here? It looks like combining like terms. It's saying, hey, I've got a positive and 6 negative. Let's put that together. There is nothing I can combine with the 4x, so I'm just going to bring the 4x down. But instead of 1 and negative 6, I'm going to write plus negative 6. And then on the right-hand side, there's nothing I can combine, so just plus 3, and that was combined like terms. Next step, so I'm going to balance things out. Now, balance. Since I've got an x here and an x here, both on opposite sides here, I can balance them out because if I take 1x from this side, I have to take it from this side, okay? So I'm going to balance that out. Got another side I can balance out, okay? So what did I do? I took away 2x's from here, and I took away 2x's from there. See that? okay? Took away from 2x's from both sides, that cancels that out. 4x minus 2x is 2x plus negative 6 equals just 3. Now, here's where it gets tricky here. My goal is to get the x alone. I've got x's, but then I've got these tiles over here, and I don't want them on this side. So how do we talk about what to do when we've got these that we got to get rid of? And we said, hey, if we just took some away, oh, and I'm sorry, right here, yeah, right here we balanced. Didn't say that. If we took some tiles away from both sides because that keeps balance, the other thing we can do is add tiles to both sides. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add pairs. How many? 5. So I add 5 to each side. See this? I'm going to add 5 here. And I'm going to, whatever I add to one side, I've got to add to the other side. Okay? So I go here. Oh, I messed up here, didn't I? Over here, all the way back here. This should have been 5. And this should have been 5. My bad. But what I'm doing is I'm adding 5, and I'm adding 5. And now, you see this, now these 0 pair out. Oh, come on, get out here. Those 0 pair out, so now I've got the x's alone. So now I'm running out of room here. 2x equals 8. 2x equals 8. And then to finish it off, if there are 2 x's, and they equal 8, that means each of these x's, if I divide, because I want to use just one set, okay? So I divide by 2, and that gets rid of this extra set here. Oh, drag it out. And I'm left with my answer, which is x equals 4. So I'm going to bring this up all the way up here, okay? So 2x equals 8. Look how I'm showing divided by 2. That's powerful because it shows that this becomes a giant 1. So x equals 4. Okay? Do you remember how we did this? Do you remember this process and these steps? Please make sure you've written these down. If you didn't write them down, pause the video right now and write it down because you need to have these down in your notes. Okay? All right. Now, we did that. Okay? So we simplified it. Here's what you're going to do now. Problem 371, you're going to do this. We're going to start it and you're going to finish it for quote unquote homework. This has to be done tomorrow when you come to class, please, okay? 371, what is the solution? In this lesson, you have found a solution to an algebraic equation. We just did it. But what exactly is a solution? Answer each of the questions with your team, study team, but don't use algebra tiles. Be prepared to justify your answer. So A, Preston solved the equation 3x minus 2 equals 8 and got the solution x equals 100. Is he correct? How do you know? Give me some type of proof. Don't just say yes or no. You got to actually tell me how you know that, okay? And I prefer a mathematical proof. Same thing with letter B. Edwin solved the equation 2x plus 3 minus x equals 3x minus 5 and got the solution x equals 4. Is he correct? How do you know? Now here's what I'm not asking you to do. I'm not necessarily asking you to just solve it on your own and then compare the answers. You can do that, but that's not necessarily what we're asking for you to do here, okay? And so I want you to try to think about a way, think of how you could maybe prove it. And maybe your only way to prove it is by solving and seeing if you get the answers, but there is a better way. I'm not telling them. So by tomorrow, please answer these 2 questions, and that's it. Tomorrow we will pick up where we left off, but you gotta have these answered so we can actually have a discussion. Cool? All right. Have a wonderful evening. See you tomorrow.